Hello everyone, here we are. We are working on a Godot project, specifically a multiplayer game, and right now we're kind of at the end of the project, or not the end of the project, but the end of the turn-based system, and we're trying to implement the year-end summary, which is what we're working on right now. And let's go ahead and dive in. I don't have the chat currently up. That's because I actually need to focus on getting this stuff done, so hopefully I can make some progress. So we are in the end year summary. If we bring up our diagram over here, which shows kind of how everything works. Right here in the, let's see, year summary, which is going to be an RPC call to all of the other players who are on the game, we need to do several different things. We are going to load specifically the end year summary scene. Once that scene is loaded, though, we're going to need to do a few different things, and I need to be careful with my flowchart. Let's zoom out a bit and move some stuff around. Move all that down there. So we'll do a end year, load the end year summary screen. Then we're going to need to move into the next part of this. So let's see. After that, we need to do update UI. So call update UI on the end year summary screen. This might need to possibly wait in case it takes time to load that scene. So really this should probably happen in ready afterwards. So we'll come over here, go to update UI, put this function here, call it in there, and hopefully everything's ready at that point. So let's just give ourselves a little bit of thing that says waiting for scene to load. Okay. Possibly. We'll see what happens. So after we call the UI on the year-end summary portion, we need to then do everything that's in here. So we need to get the highest team across all three different stats. The three stats are Gold, Peasant Power, and Royal Regard. We also need to get the team that has the lowest of all these stats. So where this information is stored inside of teams, but I had some sort of functions that were helping me out earlier. So here we get stats from asset list, we get income from asset list, get Royal Regard from asset list. Let's see if in the network info we have some sort of a function that iterates through and gives us information about the player stats. Not seeing anything here. Okay, so I don't know if I want to put this under asset data or network info, but right now I am going to put this under, I guess, asset data, even though the network information is the one that has access to all this information. So why don't we do that here? So first let's put a pass up here and not forget that we're actually working on year summary. So hold on one second. So RPC year summary, that's going to happen there. Let's see. What is this giving me? Invalid RPC argument must be one of authority, call local, and reliable. What did I screw up? Reliable. That looks correct. Okay. It was just taking a second to update. Okay, next up. We need to, so that's year summary. Now we're going to need to, what do we need to do? What do we need to do? We need to do all the stuff that I have listed over here. So year summary happens. We're going to go to down here and create a couple different functions. So those functions that we want to create are going to be helper functions pretty much that are going to make our life a lot easier later on in the game. So let's go to, where is it? I don't want empty. I want to go to year-end summary, and these are the functions we're going to need. Get the highest team across all three stats and get the lowest team across all three stats. So coming over here, we're going to paste this just so as a reminder for myself as I'm moving around. And let's just go ahead and create those functions real fast. We'll do func get highest teams, team stats, or get teams with highest stats. I don't like these names. Highest stats, pass, and then we'll do another function, func get teams with lowest stats. I don't like that name. maybe I'll just call it get lowest stats and get highest stats. Get highest stats, get lowest stats, and get lowest. Okay, so these functions are going to be called over here. So let's update our diagram. So we will do get highest stats and then we're also going to do get lowest stats. And I'm just going to kind of put these side by I guess we won't do them side by side. We'll do them next to get lowest stats. Okay, so we've got those two. They're going to return to us the team with the highest gold, royal regard, and peasant power, right? So we're going to need to query that. To do that, we're going to need the teams variable. So that's inside of this class. So teams, we need to iterate over all teams. So to iterate over all teams, we need to have all of the keys. So we're going to do a for team in teams dot keys, which is going to return to us a list of all the dictionary keys, which are going to be the unique identifiers for the multiplayer account that spawned in. Okay, so now we've got the team for each team. Now we're going to go into teams, and we're going to use brackets to do that. Let's see, what is this? Can I? Sure. Hold on a second. I need to do something really fast because my window's all messed up. Let's go to View, and I have closed a dockable window apparently. There we go. Okay. Hi Arthur, how you doing? That's fine if you're the only one watching. It does not matter. Sometimes people jump in later. Trying to see if I can do something for you here. Okay, so we're going to iterate over each of the keys in the team. Then we're going to get access to the team itself. From that, we can then use the other dictionary element, which is going to be gold, to query what the gold of that team is. And what we want to do is then do var highest gold how do I want to do this? We're going to do it for the gold. We're also going to do it for teams. We're going to get team, and then we want the royal regard as well. So let's do royal regard, and then we're going to do teams, team, and then we're going to do peasant power. Okay, so that will query that particular one. We need to see whose is higher. Arthur, don't do that. Arthur, don't do that. Okay, so get highest stats. We're going to iterate over each of the highest stats. We're going to get the gold, the royal regard, the peasant power for each one. We need to first know, we need a baseline value, which means we need to query the first gold, royal regard, peasant power in the list of teams. So hopefully our teams is not equal to 0, which case we'll just return, and yeah, we'll give up at that point. So we're going to do var highest gold is going to be equal to, we need to know what the highest gold value is. So we're going to set that equal to the first team in the teams key list. So we're going to do team, teams, this, and I want to get the first element. So we're going to get the keys. So let's do var keys is going to be equal to teams dot keys, and we want to grab the first element of that. So let's just do teams keys, and the 0th element of the keys returned to me, and then we want to do the gold inside of that as well. should keep your money. Okay, so we're going to grab the first key within the keys that are returned. We're then going to query the amount of gold and set that to be the highest. We're going to do var highest royal regard. It's going to be equal to teams, and we're going to do the same thing again, this time with royal regard, and then the next one we're going to do with, let's see, royal regard, we're going to do peasant power. Okay, that's going to give us our highest values for each. Keep your money. Okay, Arthur, keep your money. Don't give me your money. Keep it. For team and teams keys, so that's that, but I also need to know the team name that has the highest gold too, because this is meaningless to just know the amount. So I also need to give myself, I guess I could do an array where it's the team name at the beginning, which is going to be teams and then keys element 0, and then what we're going to want to do after that is query the name of the team, and that will get me that. So let's grab this here, right, and put that there and that there as well. Okay, so now we have an array that consists of the name of the team and then how much gold they actually have. I have no idea what that means, Arthur. Absolutely no idea. Is that a is that a... Okay. You do you. I don't know what that means. Okay, so now that we have a baseline to work with, let's see. This here, this there, name, keys, peasant power. Why are you giving me crap? Highest declared out of scope. Oh, we need to call this peasant power. Okay, so we've got that. And now we're going to iterate over every single team. Obviously, we technically don't need to iterate over the first team, but it doesn't really matter for what we're doing. We're then going to go to teams, team. Let's get out of the flowchart for a second. Here we go. So now let's go to team and teams.keys, teams, team, royal regard. We need to see if this value that we just got is greater than, if teams gold is greater than the highest gold. And we're not dealing with equal to. That's a problem. Because if they do the same, then one team shouldn't win over the other one. But if team's royal regard is greater than, or then highest royal regard, okay, and then we want to do this again if team royal regard, no, peasant power is going to be greater than the highest peasant power, but this is where I have to be careful because it's actually going to be the second element in that array. So we want to do 1, 1, and 1. And let's do pass. Let's do pass for right now. We're going to get rid of this and we're going to pass this. I'm not sure I like how this is working because really I don't want to store one thing by itself. I want to, if two teams are tied, I'd like to show that both teams got the highest or the lowest. Okay, so let's write myself a note. What do I do when the teams are tied in this case? Right now, the first team iterated over wins. Okay. Yeah, I kind of need a list of all the teams instead of the way I'm doing it here. Okay, anyway, we'll get to it. So if this value is greater than what was there, then I'm going to replace highest gold is going to now be equal to the team that I'm currently dealing with, which is going to be teams, and this is going to be team, and we're going to be getting the name of that team, and then it's going to be teams, instead of key, it's going to be team, and we're going to be getting the amount of gold that team has. And somewhere I screwed up my brackets, so that's good. This bracket should go all the way across to the front. Found a comma somewhere. Well, you have a comma right there. So this one ends, this one ends, this one goes to here, which is the problem. That one goes away. Now that's an array. And now we're going to copy this same logic and put this here, but instead we're going to do royal regard, and this one too I'm going to put here, and this one will be peasant power, and these are all names. This is peasant power, royal regard, gold, name, gold, gold. This needs to change though. This should be royal regard. This should be peasant power. Okay. So get lowest stats now. We're going to do the same thing this time, but we want to do less than. So let's grab that. Oh, we need to return this too, don't we? So we want to do, I guess we can return a dictionary. And in that dictionary, we're going to hold the highest gold, royal regard, and peasant power as the keys, and then it will return to us each one the array of what it was and how much it actually was, which I don't think I actually need the more that I think about it. If we go over here, we'll see it doesn't tell anyone how much they had, just that they are the highest one. But I'm going to return the data just in case I actually need it. So we're going to go to here, and we'll do, what do I want to do? I want to do gold. I want my key to be gold. And then I want the next one to be royal regard. And then the next one I want to be peasant power. And this one there. And we're going to take highest gold, royal regard, and peasant power. Okay, and then let's give a note to ourselves. Returns a dictionary of gold, royal regard, peasant power, with each element, each key giving the name and the stat amount as element 0 and 1 of what gets returned. Okay, so now we need to do this for the lowest stats, so we're going to take this and make a change. So we'll do lowest and lowest. Okay, and here, if it is going to be less than that, we'll return that, and we need to change these values here. Lowest, lowest, and peasant power. Okay. Now we need to return these ones. Okay, so now we haven't tested the functions for this, but we have something. So we can get the highest and get the lowest. If we go over to the dual screen, we can get our highest stats, we can get our lowest stats, which we're going to need to use to populate the other section. So here is year summary. So we need to load the next screen. So this is an RPC call to do that. So what we want to do is everyone's going to do this. So we want to do game manager dot load scene, and then we're going to do res resources colon slash scenes slash, and we want to do end year scene slash end year summary dot tscn. Okay, so that'll load the next year for us. And when the next year loads, we're going to want to provide these stats here to the end of year summary, which is going to be here. So we need to know when we can grab those stats, and then we want to call that. So update UI happens here. So for right now, we're going to naively do this. We're not going to worry about the difference between the client and the server. We're just going to make this happen. So to do that, what we're going to want to do is call the network info dot get highest stats, and we're also going to do network info dot get lowest stats, and that's going to return to us both of those. So we'll do a var highest, and we'll do a var lowest. Okay, now with this, we should be able to populate these things over here. So we had gold highest team, peasant power highest team, royal regard highest team. So we want to grab each of these variables and fill the text for them. So coming over here, let's get rid of this, 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 and this. Oh crap. Oh, you gotta kid me. I had to redo it. Unexpected. Okay. All right, so now we're going to do dot text is going to be equal to the team that we get from here. So under highest, we're going to query gold, and that's going to return to us an array, and the first element of that array is going to be the name. Okay, and let's tab this over. Okay, that line's not a mess anymore. Let's do the same thing here and here. Now instead, we're going to do send power, and here we're going to do royal regard. I'm going to grab all three of these, do this here, do this here, and we want lowest. Okay, so that's going to fill in those team names with everything that we need. Next up, we need to query these ones: the summary, the university, the knights, and the catapults. So let's bring them down. And then we'll do, I need the text for each of these, which we stored up here. Bring that down too. And this is going to be dot text. It's going to be equal to, and we want to do this. And we're going to replace this variable in there. Now I think we can do f strings in this language? I think we can, right? Let me look it up actually. Let's figure out how to do that. Let's do GPT, and let's go there. Let's ask, can we do f strings in Godot version 4.0x plus? Yes, formatted literals, okay. All right, we just put an F in front, so this is just like Python. Okay, easy enough. So here we'll put the variable, and that is going to be the Royal Navy summary. So we're going to do Royal, no, not Royal. We want what? Network info dot, oh, that's weird. Expected end of statement after expression. Found literal instead. Can I not do F strings in this language? Maybe not. Let's do that. Oh, modulus S. I prefer Python's way of handling this, honestly. Define a format string. We're waiting for something. Screw it. I'll just do it manually. The Royal Navy sails. Plus. And then we'll put in the number of ships here. So let's do, let's see, network info dot navy, or ships. And then convert that to a string, str. Okay, next up, dot text is going to be equal to the university has, and then str, and then the funding, and then funding. Okay, next up is going to be dot text is going to be equal to, let's see, the Knights of Harmonia are something, blank str plus strong. Okay, and we'll do dot text is equal to the armory reports blank blank str plus catapults. Okay, now I just need these values. I believe I have to iterate over everyone to get these values, so that kind of sucks. So I need helper functions to do this. Yeah, in network info is where I'm going to put them for right now. And I've got nothing in there. So let's go to network info. We have get highest stats, get lowest stats. Let's do, we need some function calls to help us with the other. All right, so we need these here. Ships was easy. It's these ones that aren't. So coming back here, and put this here. We'll do a func get university spending pass, and we'll do a func get number knights pass, func get number catapults pass. Okay, so now we have to iterate over each team. So we'll do for team in teams dot keys. We'll do teams team dot, nope, we'll do this, university. We need a var total spent is equal to 0. Then we'll do total spent plus equals that amount, and then we're going to return total spent. Okay. And technically this could all be one function where I pass in the key that I want. I'm kind of wondering if I should do that. Alright, let's do that actually. Get total spent. We'll pass in a string, dictionary key string. And then we're going to capital. We'll take the dictionary key, we'll pass that in here, and we will return total spent, and now we only need one function call to rule the ball. Alright, total spent. Okay, get total spent, so this is going to get called in end of year summary, right down here. Let's do var, let's see, we're going to get Navy, no, we're going to get university, spent, do university, and we will do nights, and then we will do catapults. I guess this should be get totals, but we're going to ignore that. Night catapult. Then we're going to take that value and put it there. This one, put it there, and this one there. Not found in base self. That's because it is part of network info dot this stuff. Okay, great. Let's give this a run. Facilitator, create game, new team, connect, new team, connect. And let's call this red ravage and yellow hornets, bees. Submit, create game, and continue. Oh, that's a problem. Okay, let's write that down. So, on client screens, the name of the first team is listed as default team and not the actual team name. Okay. All right. Commit, begin. Okay. And I have no one showing me their stats. Commit, advance here. All right, so that didn't work. Okay, we're going to stop there for now.